ideas.
Chaotic, but vibrant, and messy, but fun.
Θα την περιέγραφα θορυβώδες, όμορφη, φιλική και λίγο επικίνδυνη.
Η Αθήνα είναι μια ζωντανή πόλη και σχετικά ασφαλής. It's definitely a city which never sleeps. Usually that's reserved for places like New York or London, but really there's always something happening here, no matter what the time.
I'd say that it's a very vibrant city and it's full of people from all different cultures and walks of life, but it's very mixed, it's everything but all in one city.
Το αγαπημένο μου μέρος στην Αθήνα είναι τα Εξάρχεια που είναι σύνορα με Κολονάκι και Λυκαβητό.
There's the Panathinaikos Stadio that we all call Kalimarmaro. It's possible to go sit up there on top of Kalimarmaro, which is this massive stadium entirely made of white marble. And you sit up there and you see the entire stadium underneath you, and further on you have a view of the entire center of the city, and you can just watch the sun go down and drink a beer or whatever you want to drink with your friends, and that might be my favorite spot.
I was asked many times by my friend, have you ever been to Athens? And I was like, no, I haven't. And they were like, why, if you love Greek mythology so much? And I would say, why would I go to this old, dirty, noisy, chaotic city just because there's a pile of rocks on a mountain? That was my previous conception, yes. And then I came here and I went to this pile of rock, which is the Parthenon basically, and I found that it was an amazing place. I felt really touched by it. I also found that the city was very vibrant, that it had a lot of vitality, a lot of life. What I once thought was going to be chaotic was actually really powerful, and it's kind of living entity. And people, they were all open, they were all speaking to me, they were all helping me out, they were all interested in connecting with me. And that kind of completely changed my approach to this place, yes.
For me, I would say a Greek word would describe hypervoliko, which means too much and maybe like over the top type thing, because I'm not too much of a one person on top of the other type of thing. I like my space, which is more how the South is, as opposed to, you know, the center and all the rat race and stuff.
So I think a lot of people, just based, you know, I live in New York, and I think a lot of people visiting Greece, they expect one thing. They expect like, maybe they expect the city to be more beautiful in the conventional sense, but it's not. It's like, you know, it's very concrete and industrial, and many of the historic buildings are not well preserved or stuff like that. And so, you know, I think a lot of people don't know what it's like here. Or if they do, maybe they have the idea that, you know, it's completely out of control. Maybe they've seen in the news after the crisis, you know, riots and stuff like that. That, you know, that it's a dangerous place. But I don't think it's either of those extremes.
One of my favorite things about Athens is, unlike many other European capitals, you can still find a lot of interesting shops that may not be so commercially successful, but either because the rent's low or they actually own the property, I think they've been able to survive. I'm not sure if that will continue though in the next 10 or 20 years.
Θεωρώ ότι ένα μεγάλο πρόβλημα είναι το θέμα της κατοικίας, το θέμα των διαμερισμάτων. Δηλαδή το γεγονός ότι πλέον όλα έχουν γίνει πάρα πολύ ακριβά και αυτό διώχνει και τον κόσμο από το κέντρο. Δηλαδή αν τα διαμερίσματα έχουν φτάσει στα 600-700 ευρώ ή κάτι τρύπες, κάτι υπόγεια που πλέον τα νοικιάζουν 600 ευρώ ας πούμε και με υγρασία και με διάφορα προβλήματα, ο κόσμος θα φύγει από το κέντρο. Θα γίνει όλο ένα μεγάλο ξενοδοχείο. Αυτό θεωρώ ότι είναι ένα τεράστιο θέμα για την Αθήνα. Η πόλη θα χαλάσει εντελώς. Δηλαδή, κι αν είχε κάποιο χαρακτήρα πριν, αυτός ο χαρακτήρας θα αλλοιωθεί εντελώς.
Πιστεύω ότι η ενοικία τα αξίζει γιατί έχουμε πολλοί ανθρώπους από έξω σαν τουρίστες και νομίζω ότι αυτοί τα αξίζουν ενοικία εδώ.
In 10 years, yeah, maybe there will be more modern stuff. Yeah, for example, the new part of Elenico, the biggest park near the sea, yeah, will be already open in 10 years.
I don't know, I can't see it changing too much. I think it will become more gentrified as it is becoming more year on year. But I can't see it ever fully catching up to other European cities in the way of modernisation within my lifetime.
That Athens has become a capital, a European capital these years. Like, I think that 10 years ago or 15 years ago maybe, Athens was just all about Greek people. Now I think Athens is a city that can host many different people from many different countries, and this is a nice thing. And also Athens, I think, tries to become more friendly to all kinds of people.
I find Athenians quite cool. I find that they are very, they want to be very progressive, they want to be very open-minded. I think sometimes they are struggling because they are like in an in-between tradition and a more modern and open society. I think, I mean, again, I'm talking from my perception, which is very subjective. And because I didn't know what Athens was before, but I think probably it's starting to see the result of being part of the European Union. But they're still struggling, I think there's a struggle between tradition, which is very strong in Greece in general, I would say, and a more modern approach, more open-minded approach, and they are kind of trying to break free from tradition and follow this open approach, and that makes them very, very interesting and very, I think there's this sense of curiosity and possibilities of expansion and learning new things and being open to new things, which I think make Athenians wonderful people, yes.
Athens in 10 years. I think what we're seeing right now is that the municipality is putting a lot of investments into infrastructure, specifically regarding public transportation. The metro is being propped up, is being expanded. I hope that they're going to add eventually more bus lines, more tram lines. So I think all in all we're seeing an Athens that will become more connected and less reliant on cars, and so we will see less traffic, which means less pollution. So I think we will be a more connected city than ever.
Στην Αθήνα. Ναι. Κοίτα, λόγω της δουλειάς αναγκαστικά πρέπει να είμαι στην Αθήνα, γιατί είτε κάνω ξεναγήσεις, είτε ασχολούμαι με την ηθοποιία, αυτά μπορούν να γίνουν στην Αθήνα κυρίως. Ξεναγιά, πούμε, στην υπόλοιπη Ελλάδα δεν έχουν πάρα πολύ δουλειά. Οι ηθοποιοί στην υπόλοιπη Ελλάδα σίγουρα δεν έχουν πάρα πολύ δουλειά. Οπότε αναγκαστικά λόγω αυτών των δουλειών πρέπει να είμαι στην Αθήνα. Αν αποφασίσω να τα παρατήσω κάποια στιγμή, θα έρθω από την Αθήνα, σίγουρα. Θα θα ήθελα να πάω κάπου πιο ήσυχα.
All I've wanted, all I've needed is here in my arms.
Γεια σου.